Today we're going to talk about how you can be effective in social media for your church or ministry without overdoing it. Whenever I'm doing a presentation on social media within a church or ministry context, the question I get asked a lot is, how much should I be doing? What should I be doing, and how much should I be doing it? And so I figured out 4 different things that you can do effectively without overdoing it. I mean, after all, we all have someone in our lives that is an overdoer of social media, that is on all the time. And so in order to not be that for your church or for your ministry, there are 4 things that you want to avoid. The first thing to do is to not overpost. You want to post, but you don't want to overdo it. So for instance, for Facebook, post 2 to 3 times a day. That seems to be a good trend between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. That seems to be a really good time for you to be posting. On Twitter, you can post a little bit more frequently because Twitter is in the here and now. What is said on Facebook usually just stays up there and they can go and hit it at any time. But on Twitter, the feed changes all the time. So you want to post a little bit more regularly than that, but don't overdo it. Don't post every 30 minutes or every hour on the hour for the entire day. You want to keep it a little bit smaller. On my church ministry, I do 3 to 4 posts a day and I spread it out throughout the day. But don't spend hours upon hours posting on social media. People don't want to see that because then they start thinking that you're spam and that they start weeding you out and not even paying attention to what you're posting. Number 2, don't over-like, over-comment, or over-retweet. You want to keep it simple with them. Like a few things, comment on a few things, but don't overdo it because then people think, oh, he's just doing this because he's my pastor or this is the church. And so don't over-like. Again, you want to like them and you want to comment on it, especially if it's a great memory or a great moment, or even if it's a sad moment. You want to comment, but just don't overdo it. Number 3, don't overshare. Now, we all have those people that go through a really nasty divorce or go through a really hard time and they overdo it and they give way too much detail. You don't want to be doing that on social media. You want to keep it simple or don't say anything at all about it. I've been in situations before where your reaction is to overshare and to share so much to give your point of view of something. But the reality is, never has on Facebook, on Twitter, or any kind of social media, has anybody been able to convince someone else that they're wrong in a situation or be able to win over people by sharing their things. You want to keep it simple. Social media isn't for sharing all your bad stuff or all your junk. You want to be open and honest with people without sharing too much information. So don't overshare. And lastly, number 4, don't overcommit. It's easy when you're involved with social media to get involved with Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Google+, why would anybody do that? But YouTube or something else. There's always a new thing to be involved with. Don't overcommit. Stick to simple. Start with Facebook, Twitter, and or Instagram. I mean, you don't have to do all 3 of them, but definitely be on Facebook and or Twitter and Instagram. Those are the key ones to start with. And then as you get comfortable with that and become effective in those, then you can branch out to other ones. But again, there's always a new social media trend. There's always a new social media marketing idea. Don't overcommit or your head is going to explode like mine did almost last week. So there you have 4 easy things to avoid and to not do to become that social media person that overdoes it. But I'm curious, what are your things that you avoid? What are the things that you see that people overdo on social media? Share below in the comment section or even go to the hashtag or even hit me up on Twitter and say, what are the common things that you see people overdoing and the mistakes that they're making there? I would love to hear it. All right, that wraps it up for today. Make sure you check out ymsidekick.com for all the latest information. Again, I got blogs on Monday, I've got videos, I've got the podcast coming out on Wednesday, and then a nice little wrap up on Friday. So hit me up there and make sure you subscribe to this vlog on YouTube. All right, everyone, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.